Jennifer Torosian, once again. I met Jennifer, maybe about a year and a half ago. I was absolutely charmed from the get-go, just sitting down with her, and realized that I was witnessing the meteoric rise of a fresh young Canadian star, and just watching her these past few months, she just keeps getting better and better, and the work that she does with her gorgeous husband, as you could see, is just absolutely delightful. All about urban ease. It's young, it's spirited, it's feel-good fashion, and it's wonderfully crafted. Let's bring her on out here, Jennifer Torosian. I am so proud of you. Your early beginnings, for those who may not know you, you really have quite a solid foundation in fashion education. Studied at many different schools and really learned your craft from a lot of very important places. Tell me a little bit about what it was that drove you to pursue a career as a fashion designer, because it was retail initially that you were involved with.
You know, it was always a desire of mine to be creative, and I always loved clothing. So from a really young age, I worked with my aunt, playing in her studio, and she was a fashion designer herself. And I was always playing with fabric, and I remember those times as I was growing up, and I thought, this is how I wanted to express myself. And I even went to art school, and the whole time I was there, I always worked in textiles and fabrics. So it's really like come full circle for me to become a fashion designer and start my own brand.
But initially, you were selling clothes. You were on the floor. You were working at Holt Renfrew when you met your fabulous guy. What was that turning point for you when you thought, no, I want to make it myself?
Well, I was getting a really good foundation in, let's say, customer service and learning about the sales floor, dealing with customers and just how collections are bought and sold. And it was just, I really wanted to be creative. I missed that aspect. And, you know, Ra'ed, my partner, he had a background in fashion design as well, in manufacturing, and, you know, putting our two heads together, we decided to create a brand and, you know, bring both of our skills that complemented one another together and just take the plunge, so to speak.
Well, it really is fortuitous to have those two insights, because I guess he wears a little more of the business hat, and you can be the free creative spirit that you are. Your fabrications are wonderful too. Your sense of prints and the way you mix things together. How much does that excite you and drive you?
Oh, well, every season when I go to Paris twice a year to source my fabrics, and I always say if I'm getting really excited about a new piece of black wool, then I'm in the right field. So, you know, it's just a lot of fun is putting colors together, textiles together, and thinking of different ways to add depth and dimension. So for instance, in this season, different types of florals. So we see it in print, we see it in a 3D jacquard, we see it in a Swiss lace motif. So just like thinking of different ways to, you know, do something different, essentially.
I mentioned earlier that, you know, very young, spirited kind of collection, very sportif. Yet this is not dictated by a chronological age demographic.
No, I just see it as a woman who has a lot of things like going on in her life, but she wants versatile pieces that she might be able to wear during the day, bring it into the evening, but she wants to have some fun. She's not necessarily scared of color.
What do you think the toughest nut to crack is in this business from where you sit right now? What's the toughest challenge?
There are a few, but one of them is, you know, getting our voice out there as a Canadian designer and getting international recognition and, you know, building the customer base and having people look at Canadian designers just as valuable as Canadian designers that may have moved to another city, or international designers, and knowing that what Canadians have talent, and, you know, we have a lot to offer as well.
You certainly do. How receptive have you found retailers? I mean, a lot of retailers are on the scene right now, especially in this city, even right across the country. A lot of big American retailers coming in fast and furious. How strong do you find their support of Canadian product?
For me, I understand that it's building a brand and building a really strong foundation. So, you know, putting our name out there each season and getting in front of the right people is essential. And they watch you, and then if you can continuously put out a really great product, I think that's what we stand for, at least. They'll eventually come around. And I understand, you know, when you're new and you're starting out, they might be a little bit more reluctant to place an order, but it's still like not letting that get you down and sticking to your passion and, you know, you have to do what's in your heart. And that's what we're doing. So I'm so excited.
Well, it's evident, and your passion is palpable here. Thank you so much, Jennifer Torosian. Woo! We expect lots of great things for you, baby. You better deliver. You will. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back. Thanks so much.